Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I am in Cistanino in southern Italy. On this week's episode I have a little bit of a cry and a little bit of an emotional brain dump with some inspirational words. I take you to a Amazon event and I take you to Italy. So if that is a bit of you, stay tuned. I'm having a really tough day. You know what to do.
This house is like a...
Oh wow, you said that before.
No.
I feel like that's the one that Jolie likes.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought it? Definitely didn't see it coming. We are gonna have lots of pasta. I'm recording this because I'm having a really tough day. For whatever reason, everybody goes through stuff. Everyone has their own stuff going on. So do not get me wrong. I'm very aware of that. I try to remember that we're all going through our own shit. And this is just a reminder to myself and to anybody watching this that you should never ever compromise your own wants, your own needs, your own values, the things that are really important to you for the benefit of somebody else. Don't do it. Because when you're maybe thinking, oh, my arm is hurting. I've been crying and so my makeup's kind of down my face, but I've tried to keep it. We'll be needing a touch up. My eyelashes seem to have disappeared. When you are faced with a decision that is something that you want to do, or you're faced with an opportunity, just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and make sure that you're doing it for the benefit of yourself. Looking after number one is not selfish at all. And I think it's really important to be aware of everyone else's intentions and everybody else is out there looking out for themselves, fundamentally. The majority of people, Donnie and I just went for a long walk around Notting Hill to just let some air and some steam out. There is nothing a good walk cannot solve. And the reality that we came to was the fact that a lot of people lead with their own interests above anything else. What can this person do for me? How will this person better my future? What can they bring to the table? What can I take from them? My mum would always say there are givers and there are takers in this world, and the people that you want to surround yourself with are the givers, and avoid the takers for as much as possible as you can, because they will suck you dry and move on to the next thing as soon as they're finished with you. And I don't mean this to be a depressing talk. I just think it's really important to acknowledge that the importance of surrounding yourself with good people you can trust. If I'm being completely honest with you, throughout my life, I have incredible friends that surround me and they're a fantastic support to me. I have been through some tough times. I have a very small group of people that I can truly and truly trust, that I know will be there for me no matter what. So often I can feel quite alone in the pursuit of things that I'm doing on a personal level, on a work level. I've always felt quite alone in this world. I'm an only child. I didn't grow up with siblings. And I've always had quite a small group, and I just think that loneliness sometimes can get a little bit tough. It doesn't matter if you are surrounded in a busy room with a lot of people. You can still feel very lonely. I've digressed, as per usual. But you just think it's really important to make sure that when you're doing things, you're doing them because you want to, and you're doing them for you, because there is a high chance that the other person who you're doing them for will be taking advantage of the goodwill and the generosity that you are bringing to the table. And if that is completely something you want to invest in, because it's important in life to invest your time in things to help you grow, to help you develop, but not at the expense of your own wants and needs. And that's my talk for today. Bye. And guys, if you like this video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and please don't forget to comment.
Mascara, with one selling every 14 seconds, and it is currently the #1 beauty product on Amazon.
I feel like that's the one that Jolie likes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I have to tell you the options.
Suits you, sir.
It's actually going to be very hard at one.
Guys,
Let's see this one. Oh, go in this hard.
you said that before. Obsessed with that ring. So nice. Guys, sorry, that took me a while. So this week we went out with the consultancy announcement. Was not really expecting or didn't know what to expect with that whatsoever. I've just spent the morning having some incredible conversations with clients who have incredible businesses, very different businesses, and all actually need very different things. I'm so excited. This is what, I'm not going to lie, I'm not nervous. It's just like the unknown, right? And anything that is known or unfamiliar will always feel a little bit daunting at the beginning, but it's not because it's scary. I love that quote. Really exciting, some great conversations, just really looking forward to helping businesses grow and doing my bit to help give businesses a focus as to the direction in which they want to go, which is so cool. And I think one of the most important things is everyone I've spoken to this morning will talk about the importance of good, positive energy. It is great to work with good people. So I'm really excited to see where this goes, and it's amazing. I don't know, giving me the oomph to be like, this is also exciting. I've said from the beginning I want to try and do loads of different things that I enjoy and that my skill sets lend well to. So this is me embarking on consultancy. Who'd have thought it? Definitely didn't see it coming, and we're here and we are loving it. So very exciting. Can't say who they are at the moment, but fingers crossed if all goes to plan I will be able to maybe share a little bit more. But consultancy is such an interesting space because honestly you get faced with a different experience or a different scenario or a different problem to solve, and then it's basically your responsibility to solve that problem. And that is fundamentally what you're doing with consultancy. I'm going to send some emails and then I might try and get myself to a gallery, because I said last week I was going to go to a gallery, and guess what? I never went because I got into doing other things. So basically this is me resigning any sleep for the foreseeable. Thank you very much. It's been real. Goodbye. To the airport. It's too early for Donny. It's a very nice morning. It's 6 a.m. and we are off to Italy, and I am very excited. We are going to have lots of pasta. What else are we going to do?
Aperol spritzes.
Oh.
Wine.
Oh. He knows how to treat a girl. We are going to go and see Donny's family, and then we are going to look at some properties, which is very exciting. We're going to hopefully find some properties in Puglia that we can potentially Airbnb over the summer. So fingers crossed for us. It's far too early for me. I am super tired. My eyes are stinging. And we woke up at 5 a.m. So good times. Happy Tuesday. Guys, well, we are on our way to Ostuni. The sun is shining. What time is it? 8:30. A little bit too early for Donny. This is way before his arrival into the morning time.
No need to be mean.
No, he's usually pretty good, and he's very good at getting up in the morning. If there's a time that he needs to be awake, he is awake for it. Anyway, we're going to go and view 2 properties this morning, and they are apartments, right? So we're going to look at 2 apartments in Ostuni. If you've been to Ostuni, well, you're a very lucky person. Ostuni is a beautiful place set back on a hill. That is Ostuni, right? Have you never been?
I am been, but...
All right. We're in Puglia, which is where Donny is from, and a lot of masserias around here. We're looking at apartments today, and then tomorrow and the rest of the week we are looking at more villas and things that we can basically Airbnb through the summer. In Italy, the regulations, in the UK it's obviously regulated quite a lot. In Italy, and especially in the south, I would probably say regulated a lot less. So we're going to meet a lovely old lady, and we will take you with us and we'll show you the apartment and hopefully get set up for the summer to have a property. I also have a fun fact for you, but I'm not going to tell you it right now. Very useful if you're thinking of doing a business in Italy. So anyway, the sun is shining. It's not very warm here. I was expecting, we're nearly in April. It was 5 degrees when I woke up this morning. I actually came here for the sunshine and the warm weather, and that's not. But we're remaining positive. It's also Father's Day in Italy today, which I find very weird. Don't know if you guys do that. It's on a Wednesday. What is that about? Surely it should be on a weekend. And that's that. Do you have anything to add?
Hi, guys.
All right, nice. Tony says hi. All right, cool. See you soon. You didn't reply. That went very well. Actually, very optimistic for our first couple of viewings. One was a one bed, but you could sleep four because it was an extra sofa bed, and then the other one was a little bit bigger with 2 bedrooms. The view out of one of them was amazing. If you've been to Ostuni, it looks all over Ostuni's on a hill and it just looks out onto the land. Our couple were so cute and adorable, like this little old lady and her husband. Well, we think it was a husband, but they were just very adorable. And they just insane prices here. So that was the smaller one of the two was going for €400 a month. Now we'd be looking to lock something in for say maybe a 12-month lease. And I was just thinking, hopefully they don't see my YouTube and then they'll know our plan.
It would be very hard for them not to see it.
Cheeky bastards. Anyway, so the smaller apartment was €400 for the month. So we'd be looking for a 12-month lease, whereas the other one was a little bit more, but barely, especially coming from London. You can tell we've lived in London for too long. €700 for the month, and with bills included. The second one had aircon and everything, which is great in the summer. And occupancy wise, we've had a look on Airbnb. I mean, you could 100% have probably full occupancy over June, July and August for sure. We're just going to go away now and do some research in that area. What was really positive was that there was loads of other places on the street in the area that were Airbnbs and renting places out, which is always a good sign. So also it gives us a benchmark to be able to check again so we can see what those places are going for and see how we would fit in with that. I think originally we were thinking of looking for places a little bit bigger, but actually when you break it down, I think what's great about Ostuni is that there is so much opportunity there because there's loads of developments. I'll show you, but there's a really huge, supposedly very grand hotel being built in Ostuni. Ostuni is definitely like a hot spot in Puglia. And yeah, so I think there's loads of opportunity. I think when you see development in a place, then it's a really optimistic sign that there's being investment into the local area and everything because they clearly see that there is growth and value in doing so. So we're now off to Alberobello, not feeling very optimistic about it at all. I'm very excited, and then we just need to do all the viewings this week and find somewhere that we like, and then I guess put an offer in and understand that. And then, to be honest with you, the bit I'm most excited about is coming back out and making it look pretty. To be fair, I'll show you the places were really nicely done. They were renovated 3 years ago, so quite fresh, really cute tiles. They've done a really nice job. It was quite minimalist. You could like really add a nice touch to it, which I'm obsessed with interior designs, always have been, and love that side of things. So very much looking forward to that part of it. And then obviously Donny, obviously we're in where Donny grew up, so he has lots of connections and contacts and things to obviously help support when you obviously need someone to do. We're not obviously going to be here for the check-ins all the time, but the beauty of having an Italian man by your side is, couple didn't speak really a word of English. One guy asked me if I liked it. That was about the extent of the interaction between us foreigners. So it's very helpful having Donny's first language seeing us through these opportunities, because best believe I probably wouldn't be taking this on as a Brit abroad without him. What would we do without you?
You would still have an amazing life.
I might, but it will be much better with you by my side. So that was that. Very excited. Donny's had a pastry. Oh, and also we need to tell you about our absolute traumatic, what was the date yesterday? 18th of March. I'm testifying on this channel to you all. I vow to never fly Ryanair ever again after yesterday, and had a very heinous experience with the check-in staff there in London, and they claimed that my carry-on suitcase, that is one absolutely hits all the measurements. Oh, we're going past that house again?
Are we?
No, I'm saying, are we?
Oh, sure.
Oh, right. We saw a really nice house on the way here that just was absolutely a very different kind of project, but it was beautiful, and we want to just go and see what's going on with it because it literally looked abandoned. And that's the thing out here, there's so many beautiful properties and literally doesn't even look like anybody lives in them. Anyway, Ryanair, just I hate them with a huge passion. They made us pay £150 for our suitcases, despite the fact that we had already paid for priority check-in. The cases fit in the space that they make you check. The woman on the check-in desk was a CUNT and awful airline, and it didn't really help that I was hormonal, so that just pushed me over the edge. But anyway, I vow now to never be flying with them again. It is daylight robbery and they should be ashamed of themselves. Anyway, yeah, that's my update. So there's a thing in Italy which Donny has found out about through his dad, and if you are thinking about doing any business in the hospitality or tourism sector in Italy, then you should definitely know about this, because it is ultimately free money, because Italians obviously want investment into their country and development of tourism and all of that stuff. And there is a agreement, or there's a grant in place called Mini Pia. It's a sensational pronunciation from me there. Where the government will basically fund 50% of your investment into a touristic-based business. So property, Airbnb, anything with a tourist element, they will fund 50% of your investment, up to 5 million euros, which is just insane when you compare that to England, where there is, it's a deterrent to invest in anything.
You don't have to pay them back.
For your future. Yeah, and it's free. It's not a loan. You don't need to pay them back. That's 50% of free money that they will give you for the investment into the opportunity, whatever that looks like, which is just wild. So we're definitely obviously utilising and going to explore that. We viewed a really cute Trullo this morning. Probably wasn't right, needed maybe a bit too much work, and also it was for rental, not for purchase, but it was maybe a little bit too dated really to do a huge amount with it. But I'll show you, very cute. The Trullos are very authentic to southern Italy and this particular area. There are none anywhere else in the world, so it's quite magical. And yeah, anyway, so I just think if you're thinking about doing any business in Italy, and I'm sure there's similar grants and initiatives in other European countries, I just feel a bit shocked by it, because I think in the UK there's just things like this just do not exist. And obviously remember, I don't know if anyone watched that Amanda Holden and Jimmy Carr show where that you could buy a property in Italy for €1. That was a real thing that actually existed, still exists. Obviously the properties or the areas in which they encourage you are quite remote, I would say. They're not up and coming. Well, they potentially maybe are up and coming. And another thing that I think is a very good sign is, like I said, the investment in that hotel which we saw in Ostunia is always a good sign. Businesses are seeing opportunity. Also, where we are going now, Johnny's dad told us that there are companies as big as LVMH investing in and building huge hotels on land in this particular area. Now, if LVMH think it's good enough for them, then I think it's an area to be taking note of. So all very exciting, and definitely think people should know more about that, because I had no idea. I'm checking out from this week's episode. If you liked this episode, you know what to do. What do they need to do, babes?
Subscribe, comment, share, and tune in for next week's episode,
where we may still be in Italy. So more of that to come.